What makes CoreObject unique is that we integrated version control in the object persistence model. But we didn't just slap version control concept on top. We started by looking at how people work on their documents and their tricks to work around the absence of version control in the application they use. Let's start by creating a new drawing document. I'm going to draw a circle, give it a color, and draw a rectangle. Then I will duplicate this document. So I just got a copy. I can edit the original, change the color, or draw a line in the copy. This looks like a normal copy, but in fact, it's a cheap copy that consumes zero space. What was the motivation behind this cheap copy idea? People tend to copy documents to create snapshots of known good version or to experiment with variation of the document and manually merge changes between them. Without tool support, this leads to very clunky workflows where mistakes and data loss are common. Users must remember which copies contain the changes that matter. From a user experience perspective, people treat document copies like branches in a version control system. But branches are not easy to understand. This led us to implement copying on top of branching. So copies are cheap to create, but more importantly, changes made in copies are connected to the same history graph as the original document. Let's open the document history for the original. Here we have the history graph for both documents, and this gray line corresponds to the copy. In the end, users can just pick the representation they prefer for their document variation. For example, we can easily turn back this copy into a branch by choosing Reattach as a branch in the document menu. Now I got a branch that uses the name of my document copy, and I can switch between my original document and the branch corresponding to the copy. In the history window, we can see that nothing has changed in the underlying history graph. When the new branch was a document copy, we had two distinct windows, one per document. To reproduce this UI, I just need to open a new window that acts as another view on the document. Then switch it to the initial branch. Now I have two windows, each one presenting a different branch of the same document, and I can edit the two branches at the same time. With CoreObject, we track all persistent constructs by UUIDs rather than string names. So if I open the branches inspector, I can easily rename the copy branch to Flashy. The real power of CoreObject lies in its object graph diff model that works together with the revision control mechanics to support semantic merging. For now, I have a single change in the Flashy branch here. Let's do some more changes. I'm going to resize the rectangle, paint it in green, and move the circle. All these changes, such as resizing or changing the color, are each committed independently. We can compute an object graph diff between any two commits, and we can also merge the structure diff. This gives us powerful support for selective undo, cherry picking, and merging across branches. In the history window, we have the default branch here in purple and the Flashy branch here in gray. Let's say we want to integrate the 4 changes we did in the flashy branch. I select the last change and I picked merge into current revision to merge in the default branch, which is the initial branch currently. Immediately in the initial branch, the rectangle gets resized and paint, and we got two other changes merge as we expected, the line addition and the circle move. To replay the merge we just did, here is what we had in the flashy branch, what we had in the initial branch, and the merge result we just got.